Along to Tuesday Night Live here at Reach On Air.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, Reach On Air.
Hello, welcome to another night of chat and music. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, you don't get like chart music. You get something a little bit different for those of you listening on Reach On Air or watching on TikTok due to copyright restrictions. So the best way to listen is to put the audio by going to reachonair.com or ask your smart speaker, the little lady who lives in the box, in the Amazon box, Amazon Play radio station, Reach On Air, and that will kind of work from there, my darlings, all right? Over in the YouTube box, you'll see me put an indication which says 9 p.m, also on Facebook. I won't be looking further backwards at the messages from there because you're generally chatting to each other. So anything after 9 p.m, I should be able to see. You can join in by sending us a message on the YouTube chat box, or you can text in. There's a text number, which I'll give you in a moment. Send us a message on the Reach On Air message system or TikTok, and here's the text.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
Alrighty. Well, I have to say, it's getting dark early now, isn't it? Not only that, but just a little bit nippy. This morning, I poked my nose out the door around about 10 past 10, I think it was, by the time I finished the morning show earlier on. And I thought, oh, do I need a hooded top on? And we're not even in September yet. I can't believe the sort of temperatures and generally the non-sunny weather that we've had this year, but there you go. That's just one of those things. And I went swimming with my mate. He came over today. Then we popped into Sainsbury's, and you know, if you shop in Aldi, which I do, that's my main sort of supermarket, shopping in Aldi. You certainly notice the prices when you go elsewhere, in particular Sainsbury's or Waitrose and Tesco's. You know, those three. Morrison's, not so bad in Morrison's, actually. I find Sainsbury's particularly expensive. But, as regular listeners to the show know, I did manage to download my Nectar card onto my phone this year. And I am surprised that they do, like, on certain items, the price and the price for Nectar card holders. And it's not just a few pence. For example, I bought some dishwasher cleaning tablets today. They were Finnish ones, right? And I think the normal price was almost £7. Nectar price, £4.75. Happy days. You know, that's just one item. It's not like 2p off here, which, to be quite honest, I always think is a little bit of a waste of time. You know, it's cut price, 2 pence off today. No, shan't bother with that. No, these are a few quid off. There was some vegan bacon I bought as well, which I think was normally like £3.40 or £3.50. Nectar price £2.50. So if you haven't got a Nectar card, it's well worth doing that now because of the difference in like the special offer price. It's not like every item. You know, they probably choose a selection of items each week. And they're the ones with the, like, you know, normal price, £5, Nectar price, £3. It is worth doing. You know, if you're one of those people like me who kind of put the Nectar card away in the drawer years ago, now, you know, how much am I saving here? A couple of quid here and a couple of quid there. It's not worth having. But if you buy like several items, you could be saving 10, 15, 20 quid on item. You know, you have to watch that out there. All right. Hello to Lee. Good evening, Lee, who says, I use Nectar. They do some great deals. Yes, they do. But that's only a fairly recent thing, isn't it, Lee? You know, they didn't always do that. That's quite a new thing. So I'm quite pleased with it. And plus, I'd saved a load of points up, so I got £2.50 off as well. Happy days. And a voucher. I don't usually read the vouchers. They're trying to push some sort of insurance or like cheap energy. Well, they say cheap energy bills or something like that, don't they? So that's the Nectar card. Because we went in there. I only wanted some bread. Unfortunately, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 40 years since my last confession. I spotted the bags of doughnuts, and I haven't had. It's the jam injected ones, you know, the round ones with someone has ejected jam into the jam donut. 5 of those in a little bag, and it was with my mate. I said, do you fancy some donuts? Go on then. So I have had 2 donuts, Vera. I'm mentioning my sins to Vera today. I have had 2 donuts before the show, Vera, tonight, around about 6:30, while I was watching the wonderful BBC London News. So covered in sugar, of course. I still have 1 left. See how good I was, right? So I had 2, and the other one's still in the bag. Happy days. I'm trying to restrict myself by not having that tonight. But by the end of the show, I might need an injection of sugar after the show, depending how well the calls go today. Lee likes custard donuts, do you? Custard donuts are not so bad, are they? I prefer the jam one, the ones injected. And I'll only buy 4 or 5 donuts in a bag from a supermarket. I ain't buying any of these Krispy Kreme ones. £2.75. 1 donut? I don't think so, mate. Why do people buy those? You're crazy. You get 5 in a bag for like £1.25 some places, £1.50, or 1 for £2.75. It's like those people that go around buying Lurpak. They're off their heads. In Aldi, right, you get like butter in there, £2.20, I think it is, for, I don't know what it is in a little packet. Half a pound of butter, I don't know what. The soft spread one. Norpack they call theirs, don't they? Norpack. Or, so it's about £2.20. Or you can buy the Lurpak for £4.75. And I said to the girl on the till, Mandy, you don't want to muck around with Mandy in Aldi. No, don't muck around with her. She comes at you, mate. Oi! I told you this one was closed. Go to the other one. No, go to the other one. No, please or thank you. I love watching her having a go at it. Hello, Mandy. Oh, hello, Chris. How are you? It's a bit like that in there. And, where was I going with that? What was I just talking about? Butter. And I said to her, do people buy the Lurpak? Oh, she said, yeah. She said, they're crazy. It's the same blooming stuff. Exactly the same stuff. It tastes the same to me anyway. But there you go, you get what you pay for. I know some people just prefer to buy branded things, don't they, all the time? Vera says they've been doing it for a few months now with the Nectar stuff and all that business, don't they? They do it there. I'm just going to check my... just a moment. I haven't fired up my text service. There we go. Text service is now working and functioning within all perimeters. Shania says, no public confession, please. This is not allowed. Sorry, Shania. Yeah. Bless me, Shania, for I have sinned. I bought a bag of 5 donuts today, but my mate took 2 of them, so I only had 3. The whole idea was, right, so we'll have our dinner. We had dinner. What did I do? I had chili beans, and I add a chopped up pepper and a chopped up onion. I fry that separately, add it to the chili beans, put that on like Mexican rice, which is just delicious. And we bought this lovely loaf of bread in there, like a tin. You know the tin loaves where it comes up and it's like a muffin top over the tin? We bought one of those, which is absolutely delicious. And the donuts. So I done dinner. And we were going to have the donuts for pudding. But to be honest, the dinners were so big, he didn't want them and I didn't. And I did toy with the idea of not reminding him that we still had the bag of donuts. I did toy with that idea. I thought, no, I will tell him. Oh, what about the donuts? He said, oh, yeah, we're going to have 2.5 each. Do you want to cut one in half? I said, well, no, not really. I said, go on, you can have the other one, knowing full well that he would have said, no, you have it. So I've got 3 and he's got 2. Happy days. Happy days. I mean, I'd save it for someone else, but, donuts, bread and all that one day, and they're not the same, are they? That being said, I have bread that's days old sometimes. I don't like to chuck anything away. Do you? I hate chucking food away. It's one of the worst things ever. Chucking food away. You want to go to a restaurant and see how much food these people are chucking away in the bins. Don't put it on your plate then. Especially in like the Carveries, Toby Carvery. They load up them plates, don't they? And they can't eat it all. Disgusting. One person who would be able to eat it would be the delightful Ross Patel. And I'm very pleased to announce exclusively on this programme, for those of you that were too lazy to look, we're talking about reachonair.com here, where we are on at the moment. I'm very pleased to reveal exclusively that Ross Pats Out is back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here at Reach On Air. Listen to you all cheering and clapping. I mean, he's not as good as me, but it's all right. He's all right. Hello to Joseph. Hello to Joseph. So no public confessions there. Thank you very much. Greg's there. Evening, Greg. Hello to you. And the lovely Gary Ross. Good evening, Gary Ross, over there in Northern Ireland. Good evening, Gary. My nephew said you just bought something. Now, what was it? What have you just bought, Gary? I've been told that you've just bought something. I can't remember what it was now. Let's say hello to some of you. Vera's there from Vera's Choice in the morning. Hello to Jane, Cameron, Ahmed. Hello to you. Greetings to you. Dan Woodhouse is there. Good evening to Dan Woodhouse. Nice to see you, Dan. Have you recovered now from your Sunday night? Shall I tell him? Shall I tell him what happened on Sunday night, Dan? Dan Woodhouse strangely got really drunk, which I don't know how that happened. I can only assume it's because of the shot I gave you, so it could be my fault. No, not shot as in guns, dear. We don't do guns on this programme. Shots. What it was a night drag queen bingo, right? Which is an excellent night. It's on Sunday night at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross in North London, very close to King's Cross Station, if you want to go. 8 p.m, hosted by the lovely Victoria Sponge, and we play bingo in there. It's £1 a strip. We play 3 games, so it ain't going to cost you any more than £3. I can't spend £3. Oh, do me a favour. Sitting there smoking and drinking your cans of lager and bottles of wine, can't afford £3. Dear me. You see, it's what you want to pay for, isn't it? It's what you want to pay for. Like Dan Woodhouse thinks nothing of going out and spending 10 quid. What is a packet of fags now? 10 quid? 15 quid now? Oh, yes, dear. Won't send me a £1 tip, though, will he? Oh, no. It depends what you want to spend your money on. One of my friends, who will remain nameless, has just... Oh, wait till you hear this. £250 on a bag. A bag, I ask you. Crazy money. But apparently it was reduced from 500. 500 quid for a bag. Well, I saw a photo of it today. When I say bag, you're thinking like hodl, aren't you? Like Adidas hodl. No, dear. It's this tiny little bag. You can just about get a passport, perhaps a wallet, maybe a bottle of something in it. It ain't big. It's certainly not as big as the rucksack that I take up to the gym or the swimming pool and when I'm carrying it around on my electric scooter. But then again, like I said, it's what you decide to spend your money on, isn't it? You know, I bought an electric scooter. This other person bought a bag. 250 quid for a bag. Do me a favour. Anyway, do I need to tell them, Dan, what happened on Friday, dear? Right, Paul and Lou have just joined us there. Good evening to Paul and Lou, who are still not winners. On the radio show this morning, we did a Name That Tune, and I was so convinced that I do a radio show here on Reach On Air every morning between 9 and 10 o'clock. reachonair.com. All right. Don't forget you can say to your Amazon speaker, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can listen on reachonair.com. Just say to your Amazon speaker, Amazon, play radio station, Reach On Air, and she should burst into life and you can hear it on there. Well, I do a little radio show on there as well in the morning as well on TikTok. It's here on TikTok. That's between 9 and 10 o'clock. And we do a little quiz every morning. Sometimes it's questions like from the wheel or blankety blank. And we've just started doing Name That Tune. And we've been doing that now about 3 weeks now. And to be honest, it's been a bit too easy because I'm like playing a second of a song and someone always gets it. So last night I was looking around, you know, just I wasn't even looking for that reason actually. And I came across a programme on the telly that I watched as a kid. 1976 it was. 1976. And I thought, oh God, I remember that tune. And I remembered the tune before I even played it. All I saw was the name of the TV show, right? And I thought, oh, I got that tune. And then I played the tune, and there it was. And we used that this morning on Name That Tune. And the TV series was Kizzy, Kizzy. And it's a story about this little Romanian girl. Remember, this is way back in the 70s. And she moved into a village with her parents. And the village were very racist against her. And the other kids were really horrible to her. And it was a 4 or 6 part programme on BBC's children's television. Delightful programme. The entire series is on YouTube if you want to have a watch of that. And that's called Kizzy, Kizzy. Or if you're in America, Kizzy. All right? Because for some reason the Americans can't say Z. I don't know why that is. It's just one of those things. So have a little look at that. It's a lovely programme. But the BBC were very good at doing children's dramas then, weren't they? Stuff like Kizzy, Grange Hill. Excellent programme. I'm trying to think of some. Actually, I have another couple of others in my head. I don't want to tell you what they are because I'm going to use those tunes as well to do Name That Tune. But I was so convinced that no one would get that this morning that I actually offered to buy someone either a drink or send them a lottery ticket if they couldn't get down to the pub. And happy days, no one got it. No money being taken out of my bag, thank you very much. Yes, so there we are. Right, Dan Woodhouse, yes, he came on Sunday to the Drag Queen Bingo. He got absolutely wrecked. Not only that, but you chucked up in the urinal and never told anyone, Dan. Are you aware of that happening? Because it can't have been anywhere else. I think it was that little black shot that I won. Because I won 3 times on Sunday, much to the annoyance of the other players. But I won 3 times. I won a large bar of Aero, which, thank you very much, was delightful tasting on the way home in the car. And I won 2 shots. Well, I don't drink. I certainly wouldn't drink shots. The only thing I'll have is a really expensive glass of champagne about 3 times a year. That's it. That is my entire drinking for a year. 3, maybe 4, maximum of 5 glasses of fairly expensive champagne. You'd be talking £20, £25 a glass. Right? That's about my entire drinking throughout the year. Right. Anyway, so the first shot I won was this black stuff. Thank you, Vera. Black Sambuca. I think it's just called. It's not called Black Sambuca, is it? Which when he was pouring it out, I thought someone has gone down into hell and taken some of the water and is pouring it in there. It looked like something that had come out of hell. It was that black and nasty looking. Wouldn't surprise me if they use that to tarmac the roads around here because they've been doing that recently. Oh, yes, we got plenty of money up here in Bracknell in Berkshire. Dear me, no potholes anywhere. No potholes anywhere. You know, the foxes and rabbits are walking around the road because there's no holes for them to go down into. I feel sorry for them, to be honest. I've started putting out little pieces of bread, and they're certainly not getting my 3rd donut, though. So, yes, well, someone threw... Yes, you did. You went in the urinals, you threw up in the urinals, Dan, and then you came out because someone went in after you and told me. So there we are. There we are. You probably don't even remember, Dan. But what's important is that I think Dan had a good night. Did you? I wish you'd have won, actually. I wanted you to win, but there you go. It's one of those little things anyway. All right, let's just say hello to... let's just scroll through the little messages on... Oh, look, Mark Bowles. There he is. Hello, Mark. How are you? Nice to see. He's just got back from a 4-hour drive. Yeah, sadly, not a 4-hour drive from my house, Mark. You know, there I am talking about gym and swimming. I wonder who on here does exercise. Dan Woodhouse, what exercise do you do? Is there any gym going on there? Any swimming? Do you do a bit of walking? What do you do? You see, Mark, you wouldn't need to do any of that. You know, a couple of hours with me, you would have exercised for like 2 or 3 months. I still wait. Thank you, Mark. Over on YouTube tonight and on Facebook Live, Fran Green is in the house. Good evening to you, Fran. Hello to you, darling. Hello to Alan Ross. Evening, Alan Ross. He's on TikTok for the first time tonight. Hello, Alan Ross. Welcome along to our little TikTok crowd there. Mandy Davenport in the house. Evening, Mandy. Weird City Citizen. Evening, Weird City. Gary. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath because he doesn't always call in, Gary. Danny doesn't always call in, but if he does, he would. Dan Woodhouse is a swimmer. Good. That's excellent, Dan. Swimming is, but what? I mean, in Mark Bowles' case, 2 hours with me is the best form of exercise. In your case, swimming is excellent. Swimming is one of the best forms of exercise. Please, for God's sake, don't tell me you've got Speedos. Oh, I've got that vision in my head now. Oh, no. Please, Dan, don't tell me that you've got a pair of Speedos. Hang on, let me turn on my aircon. I'm getting a bit hot in here. I've got aircon in my bedroom, by the way, Mark, just in case you were wondering. Put the aircon in there. Oh, my God, Dan Woodhouse. In Speedos. I wonder if Ross Patzell's got a pair of Speedos. I bet he has. Do you reckon Ross Patzell is like the embarrassing dad to his 2 girls whenever they're out? Dad, you're embarrassing us. Oh, dear. Gary Ross, Weird City says, can we borrow some of your cheap sunshine energy, Chris? We'll all freeze out here. Actually, I don't think I've got much in the battery today. Let's have a quick look. I'll probably run out of power by tomorrow morning, I reckon. And then we start importing it. But I'm very pleased that I've got these solar panels. 500, yeah, down to 21% in the batteries. 21%, that'll be gone by tomorrow morning, certainly. Yeah, if you remind me sort of 5 to 10, I'll tell you what it is now. At the moment, the batteries are discharging into the circuits, and we're at 21%. Tell me later. Mark says the only Oh, no, I can't read that, darling. Come on, Mark, I can't read that, love. By the way, Mark, if you do want to come round, you don't have to tell your straight mates. You don't have to tell any of those. I will take the secret to the grave, my dear. Take the secret to the grave. Gary Ross loves Sainsbury's. He's good at bargain hunting. He gets all the offers. Yeah, I quite like to look for a bargain. We all like a bargain, don't we? We all like a bargain. We've got some bits and pieces to talk about a little bit later on, boys and girls. I'll start off, okay? Let me read these messages yet. Phone line's not quite open yet. With music events. What music events have you been to? Okay, we're going to start off with our first little conversation like that. And I asked that because I've suddenly got into French ballads. Whenever you hear a French ballad, la 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 la, something like that, and it's sung in French. There's a particular sound to that which fills me with emotion. And those of you listening on Reach On Air and TikTok will be getting a little bit of a French kind of ballad tonight. Actually, I don't know if she's singing in French, come to think of it. It's the Eurovision. It starts off as a ballad and gets faster. She didn't do too well in all that, and she was really annoyed by that because it was a damn good song. But French ballads I suddenly got into. But expanding on that, music events. What events have you been to? And we'll be talking about that a little bit later on when we open the phone lines very shortly, all right? Mick Davenport has done an Uber shop at Sainsbury's for Mandy's Munchies. £21 for 9 items. Shocking. What, so they deliver it? But how much does that cost to deliver it, Mick? Can you not get out? See, I object to paying anyone money to deliver stuff. I mean, they all do it round here. Vans running around all over the place. Like on a Sunday, seriously, on a Sunday, when I'm going to church, I walk past McDonald's sometimes, 9:30 in the morning, right? And there are people collecting people's breakfast. We're not even in London here. I can't believe people haven't got packets of cereal or a fry-up or something. They order something from McDonald's for breakfast on a Sunday morning. Dear me. Let's have a look. Weird City. Mr. Kipling's out of control. I'm on custard creams for 27 pence. Yeah, oh, you're getting those from Aldi, aren't you? That's right. You get a great big thing of custard creams for 27 pence. Absolute bargain. You're right there. Good evening to the lovely Tim Partington. Evening, Tim. Tim is a big karaoke, what would you call him? Celebrity. Big karaoke celebrity. Everyone knows Tim. He goes around all the karaoke's and joins in. You never see him run anyone down. Presumably, you keep that to yourself, Tim, if you haven't had a good night. I've never seen you ever slag off a karaoke night. You often see the other karaoke blokes do it when they've gone somewhere else, don't you? But I've never seen you do that. Wonderful. That's how to be. Gary says there's a new promotion lately offering Nectar point prices for the card holders. That's right, yeah. Hello to Dino. Evening, Dino. Hello, lovely Dino. Shop in Sainsbury's, our Nectar points get spent ready for Christmas. Usually enough points to buy a case of Prosecco, bottle of Baileys and some fancy chocolates. We like fancy chocolates, Dino. Strawberry and orange creams, please. Thank you very much. That's exactly what it is, Mark Bowles. That's exactly what it is, darling. Now, Tim's not listening on TikTok this week as it mucks up his phone. Thank heaven for Deezer. What's Deezer? I don't know what Deezer is. Gary's raging. They stopped selling the Hibbert's still water. Was 36p for 2 litres. So, bottles of water, Gary. Oh, come on, mate. No, dear. It comes out of the tap. Stop wasting money on bleeding bottles of water. Wow. You and all, eh? My mate does it. You see them in the supermarket. Half the trolley is full of bottles of water. It's no better for you. No, it isn't. Oh, but I looked on the internet and it said that it was very bad and there's all these bad things. No, it isn't. God, the amount of people that read stuff on the internet. Have it out the tap. Save your money. Hello to the Black Spider-Man. Spider-Man does what... Actually, it was a kid in the swimming pool today. He was dressed as Spider... They have like a Spider-Man swimming outfit. Like an all-in-one thing. He looked pretty cool in it, I must say. Evening to Derek. Hello, Derek. He's just turned 50, haven't you, mate? Hello, Derek. It's good age, 50. Not as good as sort of 40, but 50's all right. 50's all right, Derek. Mandy's got 66 quid on her Asda reward. See, look at that, eh? 66 quid. Poor Dino is not feeling the tulips anymore. We need autumn leaves and pumpkin lattes. You ain't getting that changed very quickly. They stay up a while. I did used to change the backdrops. Those of you that are watching the show on TikTok and YouTube will know my... this little show is a little famous thing is my backdrops, which I used to change them 4 or 5 times a year when I was doing a show every morning, but it's just not worth it if you're just doing one show a week, you know. As in chat show. Of course, I do the radio show every morning, 9 till 10, reachonair.com. You know. Hello to Ray Reynolds. Evening, Ray. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good evening to you, Ray. Hello to you. Gary. He's got a new... there you go. I knew he'd bought something new. A new JVC Smart TV. His other Smart TV is packed in. Needed new TV to watch YouTube. Am I being watched on a very large screen? Is that like a little bit scary? Is this like a Halloween... Oh, don't mention Halloween. We don't want to go in Halloween at all. I'm just going to scroll down a bit here. Mandy spends 550 quid on a tattoo. It's only money. Again, Mandy, I wouldn't do that. Not 5. My mate does that. He has tattoos, and I know how much they cost. But that's your thing, so that's good. Look at the money people spend on fishing and football. That's the one, isn't it? God dear, football. Marcus Rashford, he's just bought another roller, hasn't he? Lovely blue roller. He's got 3 now. I mean, what do you do with 3 cars? I don't understand why you'd want 3 cars. It's BBC One Colour, Tim. Thank you very much for correcting me there. The Kizzy programme was on BBC One Colour. Remember that, BBC One Colour. I'm just going to have to scroll down a little bit here. Hello to Nick. Nick from... Manager Nick from... We got one of the managers now on Central Station running. Watching. Can you believe that? Nick. He's the one with the bald head and the glasses. Usually sings Frank Sinatra, let it, oh God. Let me try again. Let me try again. Let me try again. Think of all we've had before. Let me try again. That one, yeah. Yeah, black and white Sambuca. I didn't know there was a white one. Oh, wow. Nick says, what a joy it was to clean up the mess. Had to throw the pee-wee thing away as it all got clogged up. He had to clean out the urinals. Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. I didn't know there was a white sambuca as well as a black one, but it really did look like some sort of liquid that they bought up from a well in hell or somewhere like that. You know. I'm just going to scroll down quickly, see if we've got anyone else. La Vie en Rose, love the Grace Jones version. Beautiful. Have you sung that one, Tim? La, 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 la. That one. £2 for delivery. See, to me, that £2, well, that's another 2 loaves of bread to me. £2 to have someone bring it round on a bike or something like that. I know it keeps them in a job, but I just won't pay it. Tim is known as a Z celebrity because he falls asleep after every karaoke he visits. Is that right? You do? Good. And hello to Dr. SOS Gregorian. Hello to you in West London there. Hello to you. Welcome along to the show. Mark Bowles. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Mark. We could be doing that. 2 hours. 2 hours, love. Eh? Vera reckons the 40s are the best years. And thank you very much. Someone has sent a super chat in. Thank you very much to, one moment, please, to Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, who sent me in a little super chat today. You are very kind to this aging DJ who's having trouble paying the electric bill now, my darling. Thank you very much. Very kind, Andrew. Thank you. I had one from Gary Ross last week as well, so you're very kind. Paul and Lou spends our money on gigs and going to Glastonbury, which is what we're going to talk about now, boys and girls. There's a phone line open. No, wait, let me play a song first. I'm going to play a song first, and then I'm going to come back, open the phone line, and ask you music events. What music events have you been to, all right? What music events have you been to? That's when we're going to open the phone lines.
Now come on the ground, everybody's looking for you now. And they're hunting you down in your own town. They're trying to chase you out, and who knows what you've done now. Yeah, you look a little thin, I bet you run quick. Reach down to block 26, they'd never go for it. Hold your breath for the countdown, yeah, it starts now. I'll tell you when to let go of it. Let go. How could you walk away from me after all of what we said we'd be? Broken beyond repair, I'm the bird around your neck. You go act like you don't know my name. How dare you cast your spell on me? You've been careful not to set me free. I would never turn you down or try and shut you out. Take me back to when I once was your brain. I feel the soil is still warm from the night before. Where we had it out, what was it all for? What was it all for? And I am left with the darkness of your eyes, and we both know it comes as no surprise. Bring me back to life as the lightning strikes. I'm blinded by your yellow light. Your poison is sweet. You can take me however you like. However you. How could you walk away from me after all of what we said we'd be? Broken beyond repair. I'm the bird around your neck. You go act like you don't know my name. How dare you cast your spell on me? You've been careful not to set me free. I would never turn you down or try and shut you out. Take me back to when I once was your prey.
It's true, you think it will be over. A fool of mind to feel the way I do. And God knows I've tried over and over, but I just can't stop thinking of you. In time they say it's gonna be better. With some time I'll find somebody new. Well, that's a lie, and they are the fools for that matter. 'Cause she won't be nothing like you. Each night.
Welcome back, gang.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, reach on it.
Lots of little bits and pieces to chat about this evening. And I was just mentioning before we had that song there, the French ballads. For some reason, I started listening to French ballads. And I found a, Spotify playlist called French Ballads. Anyone else who wants to try that. In particular, you've got French ballads who are sometimes sang in English. No, they've got to be sung in French for it to have the correct sort of effect on me, and preferably a female artist in this particular case rather than a male artist. And I'd quite like to go to some sort of proper French concert. Perhaps the Moulin Rouge, although I gather it's particularly expensive. There's a Moulin Rouge show on at the moment, isn't there now, in London? And it got me to thinking, I wonder what music events you have been to in your life. If you've been to any and you want to call in and tell me about them, I'd love to hear from you. Phone lines open now. Here's the number.
Call
That's the phone number if you'd like to call in this evening. Didn't you get that? Don't worry, I'll play that little jingle again in a moment or two. Oh, blimey, that was quick. Vera's calling in. Good evening to Vera from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Do you require your jingle, Vera? Oh, Vera, where are you? Have I lost her already? Hang on a minute. Can't hear you. Now, why can't I hear you? I've always been able to hear the phone. One moment. Oh, dear me. Don't say that's not going to work tonight. Is that plugged in there? Yeah, that's plugged in there. That's in there. All looks all right to me. Oh, you're not on there, are you, Vera? No. Can't hear her at all. Could you? Couldn't hear her. That's strange, isn't it? Oh, now I got that little tone then, which indicates that it's working okay. Strange. Just a second. Let me just check something while we're chatting there. That'd be a great shame if it's not working. Now she's ringing me on my home phone. Just a moment. Let's have a go. What's up, Vera? What's going on?
Yes, it rang for a couple of seconds and it disappeared. I don't know what happened.
Do you want to try again on there? Because no one can hear you on this phone.
Oh.
All right. 0208 144 3477 is the number. I think I might just check a setting before she calls in again. What's she got there? Share contacts. Yeah, let's try that now. Hello, Vera, you there?
Yes, I'm here now.
Yeah, that's working now, darling. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Couldn't hear a word you were saying then. Oh, I didn't think I'd done anything wrong at this end.
No, it might be me. It's always me.
How
my
are you
Wi-Fi
tonight,
and
love? All right.
whatever.
Isn't it dark early, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I
we're
look...
gearing ourselves up for that super moon tomorrow. Isn't it tomorrow?
No, I think a little text here from... I've got one of those... what do you call them? You know, those space apps or something, Star app or something like that. And apparently it's a full moon tonight. Yeah, so good job we're not at work. You get all the weirdos out on that night. Perhaps it was like
Well,
that.
Dan's out.
Was it a full moon on Sunday? No, I don't think it was. Why did you come out, Dan?
Oh, Lordy. What a night that was.
I'm just trying to find out my my notifications on the... I don't know where they are, darling, on that space app. I have trouble working that, to be honest. Oh, dear. So, music events. Have you been to any recently, Vera?
Yes. Yes, I went to a Northern Soul all-dayer yesterday.
Oh, right, okay. That's quite... Well, it was a very, very popular thing, the Northern Soul. I like 80s soul. You know, Luther Vandross, 9.9, that one, Candy Staten there, that certainly is soul number. The Northern Soul is quite a little bit specialist, isn't it?
Yes, because first of all, it started off in Manchester.
Right.
Because that's where it all generated from. And then
Okay.
they had one in, I think it was Wigan.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then
so,
they
both
had a few...
Oh, it makes sense for them all to be up north, yeah.
Yeah, and then a few in America as well. But then it's basically a northern thing.
Right.
And I've always wanted to go to a Northern Soul event, and I thought, take myself. They call it an all-dayer. Well, we all know what all-dayer is. It means 24 hours.
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
But they called it an all-dayer, which was from 3 in the afternoon till about 10 at night.
Oh, was it now? Okay.
That's not an all-dayer.
No,
That's
it's not.
right. No. Anyway, it was £5 to get in, and I thought, okay,
That's reasonable.
let's go in and got myself a drink, which is
Is
cheap.
this like an outdoor event, is it, or something?
No, it's indoor.
Okay.
It's like so I went in there, sat down, and took in the ambience that was around me. They had about 4 or 5 different DJs that took it in turn to play their music. It's some of the stuff I knew, some of the stuff I didn't. Obviously, I had my Shazam to get this good stuff, because I like the good stuff.
Right.
But the dance in itself, no disrespect to anybody, when it comes to Northern Soul, I just could not get my head around it. I sat in my seat. I was not going to go on the dance floor to embarrass myself.
What do you mean?
Because it's weird. It's like they're dancing with 2 left feet. I can't do that kind of dance.
Aren't they just doing their own thing, like you would at a normal rave or something?
No, it's like they're going somewhere, but they change their mind and they're coming back. They're
Is it
going
like-
forward and backwards, side, but they're not in one spot. They're all over the place.
Like a sequence.
It's
Sequence
something like
dancing.
that. I
where
don't
they're all-
even sure what to call it.
like so I know like the country music nights, they like have line dancing and everyone's doing the same thing. Is it a bit like that?
Yes, they're all sort of going off in directions and doing the same. They're all doing the same dance. This is
Oh.
what I couldn't understand. And I've tried to. I watched their feet, and I'm thinking, could I get this? And I thought, no, I can't. I can't do it. I tried everything, and the really strange thing about it is, you know, like when you go to some clubs and some of the women go out in their highest stiletto heels they can possibly find in a shop, and they wear it for a few nights, and they think, well, they can't wear it all night, and they change
hurts,
into whatever
dear.
flats they've got in their bag.
I
this
only tried
this is-
stilettos once. You know, and I think I had them on for approximately 10 seconds. That being said, if Mark Bowles wants me to dress up in things like that, then that would be okay. And I will go out immediately tomorrow to, what's that shop near me? Phoenix. I'll go out immediately
Lord.
to Phoenix and buy a little French maid's outfit and put that on for him with high-heeled shoes. Carry on, Vera.
Oh, Lordy. Well, like I said, the women would bring a pair of flats that they have in their bags for the evening so they can rest their feet.
Right.
They look good coming out, but they thought they can't wear this for the whole night, so they put into something more comfortable.
Okay.
Well, it was a bit like this, but the opposite sex. The men were coming in with bags and changing into their shoes
Oh.
to dance in.
What, high-heeled
And
shoes?
I thought, well, they're not high heels, but they're special. I don't know if they're specialised shoes they have, whatever. They had
Dancing
little heels
shoes.
on them and stuff.
I think,
And I thought-
don't people go to ballroom dancing? They have special
Possibly
shoes.
shoes like that.
They have special shoes, don't they? Ballroom
Yes.
dancers.
And I found this really strange. And I thought, what's going on here? Why are they all? They look like bowling bags. And I thought, well, where are they going to play bowls? And I didn't know. So I sat there and watched this going on. And then they got their towels out. And I'm thinking, their swimming
Towels?
pool out the back? Towels. They had their towels draped over
what's
the
that
chair.
for, then?
So that when they perspire, they can wipe their face down and
Oh,
what
for
have you.
God's sake. Yeah, carry on.
And I thought, okay. So they were, and then this chap got this container out with Johnson's baby powder out and sprinkled it on the dance floor and rubbed his
He did
shoes,
what?
the sole of his shoes in it. I know, it was getting weird.
You
by the
can't
second.
do that in a nightclub, dear.
Well, they were doing this and they put it on their soles and they were sliding about and doing their hippity-hoppity dance, whatever they...
Oh, my
I don't know what the
God.
dance move is. I'm
Yeah,
sure there's a technical term for the dance they do. But now I sat glued to my chair, refusing to move because I wasn't going to do it. I didn't know where to start because it would look like I was taking the mick if I did it, and I didn't want to do that.
Is it because you didn't have any talcum powder? You should have asked that bloke to borrow some of his. I don't understand what's happening with the towels. When I used to go out raving on a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday night to Turnmills, if anyone sweated, you just get someone else to lick it off you.
Well, I
Don't need
no,
towels.
Wouldn't go that far. No.
They all think I'm joking on here. Look, happy days. Carry on.
But it was an eye opener because it was something I've always wanted to go to, and I wanted to learn the dance,
Right.
but I just couldn't get my head round it.
Does it have a name? The dance.
Possibly, I don't know if there's any Northern Soulers out there that
Oh, it's got to be
do
one or
this.
two on here.
I just don't know what the dance is. It looked like hippity hoppity skipping dance to me. I don't know, and it looked like they were wanting to go forward, but they changed their mind and went to the side. I mean, that's the dance movement that they were doing.
Oh, okay.
And it's a bit, I don't know, maybe it's like ballroom dancing, but not
ballroom.
ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean,
they were dancing, but they don't look happy doing it.
No.
They were just doing it, and there were no smiles and no happiness of joy that you're really into this music and you're really going for gold.
Well, maybe
that
they might be just trying to relive their youth, really. I mean, it was,
Yes,
let's be honest, when we went to see the Imagination, Lee John's Imagination, there wasn't anyone under the, well, there was a few, actually. Very nice couple behind us. Do you remember them?
Yes, yes,
When we
yes.
young, I don't know what their
quite
names
young.
were. They were about 25, 26, 27, weren't they? They were nice.
Yes,
But
yes,
generally,
they're
most
quite
of the
young,
people in there were over 50, 55.
Mm.
But we looked like we were having a good time, except that old bag standing next to me. She obviously well, she thought she was having a good time till I made her spill her drink on herself.
I remember that.
Don't muck with me,
That was
love.
so funny. Yeah. And also, the style of the attire that the men were wearing.
Yes.
Now, it was a cross between, what did I say, mods, because they had jeans on and it was rolled up at the bottom.
All right.
They weren't wearing braces, but they were wearing sort of maybe Ben Sherman shirts, like T-shirts type things. So
Okay.
they look like mods, but they're not mods.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's the style they had. And their jeans were sort of not full length to the shoes, but halfway up their ankles.
Right.
Which,
What did the ladies wear then? Were they quite well dressed or what?
well, some of them had sort of like short. Well, you have to bear in mind they were of an older generation. So
Yes.
I would say, because I'm 62, I would say a lot of them were in their 50s and 60s, hitting 70s. There was the age, very old group
Right.
of people there.
Right.
In that age group. And I don't think the youngsters, there were little kids there with their parents and grandparents as well. But I don't think the other generation follow it that much because, I don't know, because it's not in London. The Northern Soul thing is not popular in clubs, you see.
Maybe it works better up north.
Yes. And they've got events up the Isle of Wight and probably Liverpool and places like that as well,
Yeah.
happening as well.
Fran
But,
Green says, I bet a lot of them were having a great time concentrating on dancing, not smiling, maybe.
Well, yes, because none of them were really dancing. I mean, some of
Yeah.
the women had flared pants,
They had
and
what?
it looks good. They had bell bottoms, not
bell bottoms.
It could be bell bottoms,
Do you know,
big flares. You know what you wore in the 70s. That
I'm
sort of
sure
thing, with the
you
flares at
just
the bottom.
said fur pants for some reason. I thought, did you
Pants.
just say fur pants? Why would I imagine that? Anyway, carry on.
So they had. When they moved around the floor, it looks good because it made their movement look flowingly. But it was just weird, like if you heard a song that you really wanted to dance to, you'd run to the dance floor.
Right.
They don't run towards the dance floor. They walk.
They walk on there, do they? What?
They walk on, found a spot, and started doing their movement. And I thought, well, no, what's going on? Why do you walk onto the dance floor? Just jump on it and dance. That's what I would do.
It's singles dancing, not couples.
No. They don't do couples. There's no couples.
See,
in
going
Northern
back to
Soul.
when I went to Turnmills, it was hard house there. Most people were on their own, but it was just packed together. You couldn't really dance and not sort of bump into someone equally as gorgeous as yourself. And it kind of worked there quite well. But it was very, very different, very different. Mandy says the Northern Soul dance style is called the ST.
ST.
I don't know what an ST is.
But it's and the music itself. Obviously, it was a lot of mono, not stereo, back in those days. I mean, a lot of 50s and 60s tunes they were playing.
Yeah.
So it had a lot of treble.
Oh no!
Too much.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be the sound system. Was it like a mobile DJ?
No, he had a proper decks and
Oh,
everything.
really?
Proper decks, but it's mono, so you can't play mono stuff in stereo. So it will be tinny.
Oh, it's
because
horrible.
they don't have
that is.
bass in Northern Soul.
Oh God, I remember going to people's
trumpets
weddings.
and stuff like that.
I remember going to people's weddings with bad sound systems. Oh, it's just dreadful. I mean, it doesn't matter about the lights. Some of these DJs, they spend all the money on the blooming lights and they forget the speakers are crap, And it makes the sound. The sound makes it, not the blooming lights.
Oh, and not forgetting the disco ball as well.
You've got to have a disco ball, my love. Got to have a disco ball. Well, I'm sorry you didn't have a good time. You won't be going back then?
No.
No.
I if I can learn the dance, then possibly. But I didn't want to. I mean, I could have gone out there, made a right fool of myself, and walked out and gone home and said, right, that's it, I've done it. I'm not going to see my face again.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to disrespect the music and the people who turned up for the event, because obviously they travel all around the country because
Yes.
everybody knew everybody.
Right.
And the only person I knew was the people behind the bar. So that goes to show that everybody travels across the UK to these events.
So that's your most recent event there. All right,
Yeah,
Vera.
so it's a big thing for them. But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you experienced it. Not for you, but that doesn't matter because you experienced it, my love.
Been there, done it, wore the T-shirt, not going back again.
I don't blame you. I wonder if Dan Woodhouse would go to something like that. I wonder if he goes to discos and stuff like that.
It could well work for him.
Just
Maybe
wonder.
he's got two left feet. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll probably work well for him. He could probably
we
do the
don't
dance
know.
better than I could.
Maybe keep up the sambuca, though, eh?
Yes, I think so. Yes, that'd be a good idea.
Thanks, Vera.
Okay, no problems. Speak
Thanks
to you
for
soon.
calling. Bye-bye, darling.
Bye.
There we are, Vera telling us about her Northern Soul Night. I must admit, from the way she was talking about it there, I like soul music. I love soul music, but I don't think I'd be going to something like that or trying that out. Phone lines open if you want to call in. We're talking at the moment of music events. What have you been to?
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
And speaking of the man himself, Dan Woodhouse is on the line. Good evening, Dan.
Oh,
Mark, you might need a second piece of that, by the way. Mark's just sent me a message. I think you're going to need a second piece and increase that to 20 minutes. Carry on, Dan. What do you got for us?
Well, hang on. Sorry, what increase? What?
Just a private conversation with my Mark.
Oh,
Hello to the Daily One. Hello to the Daily One just joining us there. Let me just do a couple of these messages, please, Dan, before we start chatting away. Because people are kind enough to send them in, and I like to try and keep up with them. Paul Finnick is there. Hello to Paul. Welcome along to the show. He's been watching My Sister and Brother-in-Law, The Butler's Empire. He's loving that channel. It's the Shuffle. Mandy says it's called the Shuffle, the Northern Soul Dance. Thank you, Mandy. Richard Crooks has joined us. Good evening to Richard this evening. Gary Rest says it's the Barnyard Knee Breaker. I think that move is. So lots of people telling us what these various dances, it's probably a few different dances, I would imagine, are called. Gary Ross only wears Mackenzie or crosshatch. Well, you're impressing us with that one, Gary. Thank you very much. I wonder what my Mark Bowles wears, apart from grey tracksuits. Are you Jim King, Jim Shark? Something like that? There's this little kid in there the other day. Bless his heart. He was only about 14 and he had a Jim Shark, top on. And I thought, well, you need to come down here a little bit more often than that if you want to wear one of those. It's good to see kids in the gym, I must say. Although I didn't know that was allowed. I have seen girls and boys 14, and they're usually in pairs or three of them together, and they're going around and quietly doing the machines, and they're not mucking around. It's great to see kids in there doing it. Start at a young age like that might avoid some of the illnesses that so many of us get in our later years if they start doing stuff early like that, wouldn't it, eh? Fran says, learn the dance in YouTube, Vera. There's a lot of videos on Northern Soul dancing on there. Okay, darling. DJ George Bond is there. Good evening to George this evening. He's going to call in at some point. Thank you, George. Where's the mints? They're here. The mints are here. We do like to suck on a good on a good mint while Dan's there. Thank you very much. And let's have a look there. Is that all right? Are we up to date with the messages? We said hello to Sparky, yeah? Evening to DJ Sparky. He's a bit upset today because he's lost his hamster. No, it hasn't run away. It's dead. So, sorry. Only had one eye, apparently. What? And he called his hamster Sparky. Did you know this, Dan? You was there this morning, weren't you?
half the show that I was away for last.
Yeah. Well,
And it happened.
Sparky's hamsters died, and it only had one eye, and it was called Sparky. I mean, wouldn't you call a hamster with one eye like Horatio or Nelson or Cyclops? That's a good one. Is a Cyclops, is that a thing with an eye in the middle of its head?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That is right, and it's Cyclops. Is that like a science fiction type thing, Cyclops? Is it a
I
machine?
don't know,
A
I might have
robot?
seen it once.
Yeah. I
It was
suppose
something I would tell
really,
you once.
at some point, Dan, you'll be able to you'll be able to get like a robot which is very close to a human being, wouldn't you? As like a partner. Can you see yourself doing something like that?
No, I want a real one. Someone who's got like, how do you say, like, that's a real human emotion and
Yeah.
and and actually, understands me as the Englishman that I am. Anyway, I've got to make a couple of points here. You've been.
All right, yes. Music
You-
events. Music events. What have you been to? Hello to Robert Grogan. Hello, Robert. Sorry you had a hard day, Robert.
I haven't really been to many music events because I can't stand huge crowds and too many people around me and not enough space to actually if I want to just go off to the side just for a bit, and enough space there, to actually just.
Do you find you need a lot of space, Dan?
Yes.
Well, maybe just
Yeah,
try
I
losing a bit of weight then.
Oh.
Well, I'm just trying to help. To help.
Yeah, but I do like watching a lot of these gigs on YouTube though. There's this great apparently James Brown, the man who probably the only thing I think who can do the most sweat, produce the most sweat out of it, is there from 1978 doing the get up on that thing. It makes you feel better. Get up on that thing, and all that, and man, I feel like he's a sex machine. So I do like a bit of that, but as for me being there, there's a bit of a difficult subject, that one. But obviously where I was Sunday night, and this is where you've been very naughty boy, someone has told me that I threw up in the urinals.
Urinals is the correct word.
No,
Please
I
use the
didn't.
correct word.
I didn't.
Well, who was it then? Because there was hardly
Well,
anyone in
there
there.
must be-
He was the only
there
one who
must
was
be-
pissed out your head.
They
Drunk,
must
sorry,
be
drunk.
They must be making up because it was somebody else. Because ironically, this might be dangerous to you. I don't normally say this on a public show like this, but I don't actually use urinals.
Do you not? Do you
never.
sit down? Are you trans?
Yeah, I'm
Are you gonna be
I'm a
trans?
sit-down person. For whatever I do on the toilet, it's a sit-down routine.
Do you? Oh.
I don't think. I just don't feel that. Often I just can't go knowing that there's somebody hovering around.
What, you think they might be
Yeah.
watching you? Really? Watching you?
Yeah. I just worry that there's with someone. Even
I
when my
find
mum
that
comes
difficult to
round.
believe, love. I find that difficult to believe, lovey.
Yeah. Even when my mum comes round, I have to go. Mum, can you just move out? I think probably just move out the way, please, because I think because I just can't
Was
go.
she in the
knowing
toilet
that
with
there's
you as well?
somebody-
Your mum goes in the toilet with you?
Well, no, but I just know she's hovering around.
What,
I know exactly
watching?
where she is. I can tell.
Oh, I'd ring
I
the
can
child.
tell where
I'd ring
she
the
is.
child protection people if I were you. If your mum's watching you having a wee at your age, love.
Yeah. So anyway, no, it wasn't me who did that, and I did that. I managed to get home perfectly well within about 50 minutes. I was just down the stairs at Kingston.
Sorry, did you say you went down the stairs?
No, actually walking, as in like subway, down.
You went to
And
Subway?
then,
We haven't got a Subway
yeah.
near there.
And then platform 2, whatever, 1, 2, Hammersmith City Line, barking straight to Liverpool Street off, 20 minutes, great around here, I'm home. That is how quick I can be.
Wow. You're like Speedy
Yeah.
Gonzales. Hungry,
yeah,
Eva. What?
Yeah, I don't stay on public transport for longer than is necessary. I plan the quickest way straight home. I don't like to have to be out for any longer than
Like
is
to hang
necessary.
around. No, some very dodgy people around there, my darling. You want to get home
there's
as quickly
far
as
too
possible.
many.
God knows what would happen to you.
Yeah. Now, the main talking point tonight is because you realise it is ULEZ. Mayor Sadiq Khan has, actually disgraced so many Londoners, even me. But what's happened is there's this new programme, apparently, on Talk TV. It's called Plank of the Week.
That's not new. That's not new. He's been doing that for ages. An excellent DJ or an excellent radio show. What's his name?
Mike.
Mike Graham. Excellent presenter.
Yeah, Mike Graham.
Yeah, he's on after the excellent Julia Hartley-Brewer.
Yeah.
We like her as
You've
well.
been watching this then?
What?
I thought it would clash with your karaoke routines night.
Pardon?
Thing. I thought it would clash with your karaoke night. So I didn't think.
What would?
I didn't know you said Plank of the Week.
Well, it does. I didn't say I watched it, did I? I know of it.
Oh, you just know of it, did you? Well, what happens
I'm
is,
Chris Reardon. Sorry?
It's like Room 101, only a bit more like...
What's Room 101? I don't know what that is.
Well, Room 101 is a program where people get to put all the things they hate into this room that's full of all the worst things in the world.
Do you think you'd be in that room?
I could have put myself in there.
Yes.
Years ago.
Yes. I can see that. Hello to
yeah,
Peter Lake. Good evening, Peter.
I put the way I was as a child in Room 101. I put those years into Room 101. So that was when I hated myself the most. Now, since I'm in this post-40 period, that's been the learning bit. This is the put it into practice period.
Is it?
Yeah.
And what are you putting in? What are you going to put into practice?
Well, just all the mistakes of the past. We correct them, and then we get better.
Oh,
and,
you want correction? Why didn't you say so in the first place? If you need correction, Mandy Davenport is available. She likes to dish out the correction on this channel. She is head of correction on this channel. Mandy Davenport.
Oh, right. Anyway, yeah, so that was Room 101. Plank of the Week, more hard-hitting, more like a custard pie in the face routine, where 4 celebrities get to nominate the worst people of the week. And for some reason, Sadiq Khan actually comes up every week near enough.
Does he?
Over things that he said, like, which one is it? Not that middle one. Things like, he said, white families do not represent Londoners. Yeah, that's yeah. Enough said about that, really. Other things he said, like on ULEZ, is ULEZ will stop.
ULEZ. ULEZ.
ULEZ. Oh yeah, ULEZ. It's a bit like Says Les with Les Dawson. Yeah. ULEZ, right? ULEZ will stop people having throwing a sickie off work. Well, he obviously hasn't had my sick record.
How is ULEZ going to stop someone throwing a sickie?
Well, of course it doesn't. I mean, they've only got to do what I did.
Well, how would you know? You don't work.
I know I don't work for people like them, but
You don't work. End
back
of.
in my days, back in my binky days, I used to actually, if I felt like throwing a sickie, I would, and you go to the phone and go, Jan, I got bloody, just come over there, Dave. I'm actually feeling really bad today.
You haven't got any wire wall there by any chance, have you?
Any what?
Wire wall.
Wire wall?
Yeah. Mark Bowles has run out of wire wall. He's doing something at the moment while you're chatting, and he hasn't got any wire wall left.
Oh, well, you mean he's doing that thing of
I don't know what he's doing with it, darling. I don't know what he's doing it. But he's doing something with wire wall while you're chatting. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So anyway, he thinks that ULEZ will stop people having a sticky. What's the other one he said?
How will ULEZ stop people having a sickie? Explain that to me.
Well, he's probably got this thing in his head that he thinks that, people breathing in the fumes of the past would be like, people actually get ill just with breathing in traffic fumes.
I understand.
They make up all this rubbish, these politicians.
I understand.
We're meant to believe it.
So what you're saying is that because of ULEZ, the air will be cleaner, therefore people won't get as many chest infections, so will not have a sickie. Is that what you mean?
That's
Well,
probably what he's
why
going
didn't
on.
you
Yeah.
say that then? You can't just give me little bits of the information, dear. Explain the whole damn thing.
Well, I'm trying to. I don't know enough about
Lord
it myself,
and
but I can only go by what I've got on the screen here. But
Are you
know,
reading it from somewhere else then?
Sorry.
Are you reading it all from somewhere else?
I'm just reading. I've got the videos paused on YouTube, and I'm trying to read the captions and get what I can get off them. So I have to get the captions. That did me the start bit.
Captions of
saying,
what?
and- No, the captions. Like, go there. Like Sadiq Khan, London Mayor vows to press on with ULEZ expansion. They're a bit like tabloid headlines sort of thing. And
Is it like a news ticker tape thing you've got underneath the screen? Or something?
No, it isn't. It's not ticker taping. It's just static caption. Straps. I think they used to call them in the
Straps? You want to be strapped down?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what it is?
I actually heard this news person actually say I mentioned about captions. It obviously said they're called straps. Apparently, those lines of when there's like titles or people's names even.
Right.
Actually show on the screen as a caption. He reckons they're called straps. Yeah, that's what I was told. But anyway, that's how it is. People like Sadiq Khan, they can just say whatever they like, and we'll think just because it's Sadiq Khan, we'll think, I suppose he's right. Yeah, I suppose it was really believable. That is it. I understand and all that. Just because he is Sadiq Khan,
Well, no, I don't go along with that at all. I don't think there's many people that do think he's right. I think you'll find most of the people watching this show tonight will agree with him about the air quality problem in London. It's nowhere near as bad, because there's a lot of people of an age here. It's nowhere near as bad as it was in the 1970s or the 1980s, but there is still room for improvement. But the way he's gone about it, I think, is the issue here. And the fact is, the only people it hurts are the people who have less money than others. I mean, I don't agree with it, yet it doesn't affect me at all. I've got a sort of a new car. It's about a year old now. My car doesn't affect me at all. I'm not going to have to pay anything. But it affects the people down the road, the little old lady who's got the car that's, I don't know, 15 years old. She just about managed to afford the insurance and the petrol to put in it. But, I mean, honestly, the cost, £12. So someone who wants to go in every day of the week, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 2, 4, 6, 8, £60 a week. £60 a week. That's that's £240 a month. Extra people are having to pay with old cars.
Yeah, on top of all the other crap you have to pay for your cars.
Although they could have waited a bit longer, and eventually it will just work its way through. But it's been done so quick. And, of course, you see the amount of cameras that have been cut off poles and removed and wires cut and had, spray foam sprayed over the lenses and all that. I mean, how much is that costing him to repair all the time?
Yeah. And the thing with cars is, do you think really that people you'll find that people are always car people or they're public transport people?
They're what people?
Well, they're either car people or they're public transport people. You never really get anyone who really mixes the two, do you? It never seems to happen. And that's the way it is, with your car. You've got to be, all this tax and insurance and all that. By the time you've paid that, you paid so much of it, it makes you feel like you've got to be dedicated to your car. The idea of going on public transport would be like, no, why should I when I've paid all that for the car, But there's someone like me who has to be on public transport because of his condition, would think like, oh, no, there's no way that I can drive, and we should really be able to be flexible. That's what I think. You don't be flexible about whether we choose to go in a car or maybe choose public transport if we want to have a break, it's not, and there's this other thing with drivers. I get people, some people are so lazy with cars, don't you think? I get people. I'm sure there's people who live about Stephen Avenue over there. They drive, and they'll drive round the shops, which is actually just round the block.
Yeah, there's plenty of people like that, I'm afraid. Or they
Yeah.
drive their kids to the school, and instead of 5, I know people in this road here that drive to the school, and I'm telling you now, it's quicker to walk. It's quicker
Yeah,
to walk because the school's just behind me. I can see the playground from my window here. You
Yeah,
know,
'cause I
in the
suppose they're
winter
going
when
back
there's no
next week,
trees,
aren't
when the
they?
trees have all lost their leaves, they drive. They drive to the school. It's crazy. Vera says
Yeah, I
you do
suppose-
have people using their cards and using public transport. Well, I'd be one of those. I use the trains. If I have to go to London, in fact, I may well be going to London on Sunday afternoon by train because I want to go to Westminster Cathedral for Mass at 6 o'clock. And then I'll get a tube over to King's Cross for the Drag Queen Bingo. Hopefully be there maybe by 1:30. It might be a little bit later, actually, by the time I get across there. And then a tube back to Waterloo from King's Cross. And then the train home. You know, so I'm one of
Yeah.
those people that does that. There's plenty of people that use cars and use public transport as well. It is extremely expensive to own a car. And if I didn't work where I did and travel up north, then I probably wouldn't have a car, wouldn't bother. It's very expensive. I mean, when I go up north to the caravan, there is no public services there. There isn't a bus. Certainly where the caravan site is, and it's not just the caravan site, there's a little hamlet there of a few houses. There's also a bit of a council estate just round the corner from us. There are no buses or trains anywhere near. They have to have a car. You know, but they don't have the ULEZ at the moment, do they?
Well, yeah.
Where are you? Are you
Yeah.
Nottingham? I can't remember where you are. Oh no, you're Essex, aren't you? You're Essex. So you're is Romford in the ULEZ area? Is it?
Well, yeah, we are officially a London borough, so we're. You could say we're half and half.
No,
London,
no, you're not
Essex.
half and half. How are you half and half? You're either in it or you're not. Is
Well,
Romford
yeah,
in the ULEZ?
we are in the ULEZ zone, yeah, because we're in a London borough.
Right. So you have those cameras up there, do you?
Well, we must do. I've not actually seen them, but we must.
Oh, well, let me look it up.
They probably haven't got ULEZ camera on them.
Well, then
No
you're not in
one's got one.
ULEZ. You're not in it then. You're either in it or you're not.
Well, we must be because it said on the thing on the news all London boroughs, so it must be. I don't know where we can be the exception. We're often the exception for everything else, but I didn't think in this though. I've actually got a school friend who's been a ULEZ campaigner.
Have you?
Yes, he was actually him and about 10 other people who were outside Romford Town Hall when I was going to Mum's a few weeks ago. No wonder what all that noise was about. It was him. You found anything?
Yes. It looks
No?
like part of Romford is. I don't know actually. Oh, there's the M25, but it doesn't go out as far as the M25, does it? I'm not sure.
No, the M25 would be about,
Difficult
between
to
Elwood
say.
Wood and Brentwood, I suppose.
Difficult to see. Anyway, there's your thoughts on ULEZ, even though it wasn't one of the many wonderful subjects we were going to talk about tonight.
Well, I'll you know, you just give me more subjects and I'll just have to come back here on the TikTok, I suppose.
Well, we'll see you next week, Dan. Have a nice week.
Okay, Chris, and see you on Sunday for the big
Are you
one.
going again?
Of course I'd go again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm hoping to be
okay.
there at 8 o'clock, but judging by the time Posh Twink Carl got there on Sunday, because he didn't get there till about 8:30, I think it's probably going to be more like 8:30 by the time Mass is. I would imagine Mass finishes at 8, then we've got to get across by tube from Westminster to King's Cross, and then
Yeah,
walk up from
if you
King's
don't
Cross.
fancy
So I don't know how long that
change.
takes.
If you don't fancy the change, take Circle via Aldgate.
Oh, thank you for your information there. Bye, Dan.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Chris.
There we are, Dan Woodhouse calling in there about the old ULEZ. Let's see what some of you are saying. Text in. Hello to Rob Shaggy Kershaw. Hello, Rob. Hello. Rob tonight is listening to us at Reach On Air via TuneIn this evening while laying in bed under the duvet all snug. Oh, don't even go there, Rob. I'm considering getting the autumn duvet out. I'm considering getting the autumn duvet out. I've got the summer one on at the moment, and I have to be honest, last couple of nights, I felt a little bit chilly in the bed. Terrible, isn't it? Early start tomorrow, so be blessed in knowing that yours will be the last voice I hear this morning. I hope it won't be the last voice you ever hear, but then again, if it is, then that's an extra piece of pleasure for you. Okay? Stop it, Mark. You are so naughty. You're so naughty. Sorry, there's an awful lot of messages to get through here. Just to give me a chance, my darlings. All right. Let's just go on there. George Bond is calling in. Hello, George. How are you? Hello, George. George, can't hear you. George, can't hear you. Where are we now? There it is. Paul. No, can't read that. It's really. I'm so sorry. It's quite difficult to pick out the messages to me and the ones where you're talking to each other. Hello to Sharon Stone today. Hello to Sharon Stone. Welcome along. Right. Okay. Let's go over onto TikTok. A lot of people think he was on a wind up there. Is that right? There we are. There's actually not a lot there, is there? Chris, go and eat doughnuts. No more doughnuts today. I might have a piece of toast. Don't know yet. I'm considering having a piece of toast. Have we got a call on there or not? Hello, are you on there? No, I don't know what's going on there. Hang on a minute. That's twice George has tried to call in there. I don't know what's wrong with your phone there, George. We're not hearing anything. Not hearing anything at all from you there. All right. Right, let's try one more time. Hello, George.
Hello, Chris.
I can hear you now. 3 times you tried then. Well, it's been a while. How are you, George? All right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hello to Dino this evening. There he's on TikTok. Dino there. Did need any mint. So I've had a few mints, yes. I'll have another mint now while George Bond is talking. How's life, George?
I'm fine, thank you.
What have you been up to? I know you're into gardening now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing gardening around my work.
Right. Have you been growing flowers or food or what?
Sort of tropical area.
Oh, tropical, like in Kew Gardens.
Yes.
So what are you growing then?
Bananas.
Who?
Bananas.
Bananas, yes. You're actually growing bananas?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that here. Are they under some sort of glass dome or something like that?
You can grow bananas, but they don't grow bananas, if that makes sense to you.
So you're growing banana plants, but not the actual bananas?
Yeah.
Well, when I went to my cousin's house when he was on a little island in the Pacific, in the sort of Australia area, in the Pacific Ocean, Norfolk Island he was on, and in a lovely house he was running a police force on there, very small police force, it's not a very big island. And in his garden he had banana trees with bananas on them. How fabulous is that, eh?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? Not like going into your local Sainsbury's and picking a few off there, is it, eh?
No.
Anyway, carry on, George.
So, yeah, I've been doing that. Also, I've been losing weight.
How much have you lost then?
3 stone.
Do you know, I don't know what's wrong with your phone. I seem to miss the beginning of the conversation.
Beginning of the conversation?
Yeah, every time you talk, the first little... Actually, no, it's not your phone, because I've heard this on LBC. And funnily enough, someone said this to me the other day. They're doing something to the bleeding phones. I don't know what they're doing, but it seems to be the first little bit of conversation is...
Yeah.
You see what I mean, listeners?
Yeah.
The first little bit of conversation is missed out. So if I say a word like hello, it would be hello, hello, hello. The very first bit of your talking is missed out. It's very annoying, and I've noticed this on LBC. So they're obviously doing something with the blooming phones. Anyway, what have you lost?
But,
3 stone?
Yeah,
And how long have you done that?
since when I've started my new dance group.
Oh, have you changed what you're eating?
Oh, it's just my exercise with the dance group.
So you're just eating your normal stuff and the exercise is making you lose it, yeah?
Yeah, I can say the dance group on here if you want me to.
Carry on.
Born to perform.
What are they called?
Born to perform.
Oh, born to perform, I'm assuming you said there.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, those of you listening to the show there, are you getting this problem with the sound as well? It can't just be me.
So yeah, it's born to perform.
Right,
Put in the chat box so people can see.
Born to perform. Thank you very much. Okay, so we know what that is now. And you've been doing that for 3 months. How old are you again, George? 20-something?
23.
23. That's probably why you're able to lose the weight, you see. When you get older, that, you know, I'm just not losing the weight. It continues to go up. You know, I do much more exercise than than most people. You see these people 40 years old, they don't do anything at all. Up there, up at the sports, at the gym and swimming pool 6 times a week, mate. And on the 7th day, I'm out for 2.5 hours litter picking. That and me dancing at work, and I just continue to put it on. You're very lucky to be at that age, really, where you can still lose it just by doing some sort of exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dance teacher is lovely.
Yeah. Oh, hello to Oliver D. Hello, Oliver. Yeah, it's the first syllable, isn't it? We're kind of losing the first syllable of your conversation for some reason. Can I ask, what network are you on?
ID Mobile.
Who?
ID Mobile.
ID Mobile?
Yes.
Well, I've never heard of them. Well, it's very, very strange. Missing the first bit of your conversation there, George.
Yeah.
All right, darling. Well, thanks for calling in, George.
Okay.
You have a nice day. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's really annoying. I don't think it's his fault. Definitely the phone companies are doing something to the phones, because I've heard exactly this problem on LBC recently, and the presenters there, I keep missing the first bit of your conversation. And my mate said it to me the other day on the phone. We were actually having a phone call rather than a face ache going on. Hello to Benj Brown. He's getting very exciting because he's getting older. Ben, it all starts at 40, mate. It all starts at 40. Don't believe all those chickens that tell you your life is over at 30. Believe me, you'll have a better time then than they are now. Unless your name is Posh Twink Carl. He's having the best time out of everyone, I think, really. Thank you, Benj. I think your birthday is soon, isn't it, or something? Rebel Bert. Hello, Rebel Bert says 12 cheeseburgers are a very good diet. Hey, yeah, you're all getting that cutting out. I thought it was, it's coming to me and I'm sending it out, so you're all getting it out. How annoying is that? That little bit of the blooming thing missing out all the time. Over on TikTok, Claire's there. Good evening, Claire. It was her birthday last week, was it, Claire? Did you do anything, darling? What did you do for your birthday? Anything exciting? I wonder. Don't forget, we do have a phone line open at the moment, boys and girls. Stand by for the number. And we're talking at the moment of music events. What have you been to? What music events have you been to as a matter of interest? You can call in if you want and talk about that.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
My God, I didn't realise it was 10:30. Blimey, that's gone quick tonight, hasn't it? Ben says, I believe you. 30s is better than 20s, so I'm hopeful. Seriously, Benj, my preferred age range was 32 to 47. That's when I had my best period, and I got the most, the 20s, forget it, mate. Oh, no. Terrible time in my 20s and my teenage years. Didn't like them. People say, what age would you like to go back to? I remember asking my mum that. What age would you like to go back to? And I think I was 22 or 23 at the time. And she said like 30 in my mid-30s or early to mid-30s. And I didn't understand at the time. Why don't you want to be 18 again, Mum? But now that I'm older, and I'm telling you now, it gets better as you get older. And when you get much older, Ben, kind of my age as I am now, it's even better because you don't care. Don't care. You don't like me? Go away. I'm not going to waste my time trying to get you to like me as a person. If you don't like me, go away. I'm not interested. It all gets a little bit like that, to be honest. And you're lucky because you've got your own family. But I'm lucky as well because I've got beautiful nieces and nephews. Actually, I've got a picture here of 3 of them. I say 3 of them. The little girl there we lost, that's Olivia there. And they lost her, can you believe, 2 years ago now? Those of you that followed the Olivia story 2 years ago. And that's great nephew Harry. And we've got great niece Evie there. And I've got my other picture up here. I was going to use this one next week. There's actually an additional one to this lot, to these 2. But there's great nephew George and great niece Emily. There's also great nephew James, who wasn't born at this point. But George, I think he's probably about 6 or 7 there. He's now, I think he's 11 this year. So they're my little heart, what do you call it? Heart, what do you call that? Heart-loving people there. All the little people that I just enjoy going up to see. And I see Harry and Evie usually once a month. The others probably 2 or 3 times a year because we're up in Scotland at the moment. But of course you've got your own ones and you have a very good thing with your exes, don't you? So that's fantastic there. Ben says most women I've asked are actually saying 40s and 50s. Well, I've got to tell you, there is a lady up at the gym. I don't want to give it away too much. She's 52. And all the younger fellas chat her up. 18, 19, 20. And she said, what do I want with someone like that? Oh, no, she said, they're fall in love with you and everything. She's hilarious. She's as bad as I am. I'm telling you that now. Hello to Alan Russell. Welcome to the show, Alan there. All right, I think we're going to play another tune. I noticed we've got a few people on Facebook tonight that we don't usually have here. For example, Ben. So if I can just explain once again, those of you watching on Facebook Live and YouTube Live don't get kind of normal music. This is due to copyright restrictions, okay? If you want to listen to the normal music, switch over to our radio station, reachonair.com. reachonair.com. Amazon will play her out for you. Just say Amazon, play radio station, Reach on Air, not using the word Amazon, obviously the other words. Or you can watch on TikTok. My TikTok username is Chris Reardon UK, so you get the normal music on there. We're about to go to a tune in a moment or two. All right. Yeah, Gary says the phone sounded crackly, as if someone's listening on another... Oh, perhaps we're being hacked. Did they hack the planes yesterday? Was that someone hacking the planes? Oh, the plane stopped. You've got to feel sorry for people. I was watching the news earlier. There was a bloke in, I think, Benidorm, and he can't get back till next Tuesday. There's no more flights. Well, there is flights, but it will fill up. Why don't they just put more flights on? Or maybe it's just not as easy as that. What do we know? We don't run planes or anything like that. Mark J's there. Good evening to Mark J in the Harlech television area. He's in Welsh Ways. Hello to you, Mark. Welcome along. All right, I'll come back to it in a moment. We're going to play you another little song now.
This city has a special morning voice. Speaks to me through an open window, masquerading as noise. 10 million people waking up, and somehow I'm the lucky guy who gets to make you a coffee cup. And if I ever forget what matters most, I will do my best to recall. This city can be hard and unforgiving. You better know who you are. You brought me back to the living. You were my guiding star. And if I ever forget what matters most, if I am giving up the ghost, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. And if I stumble and fall, if I make a mess of it all, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall.
Welcome back, gang.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night. Reach on it.
Yeah, baby. We're talking at the moment about music events that you might have been to over the years. What did you go to? Did you enjoy it? Maybe you didn't. I've been to one or two. Here's the number.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
On the subject of the mobile phone problem we've had in, Rob Shaggy Kershaw informs us they're currently turning off 2G and 3G, Chris, across the UK, and most should be slowly switching over to 4 and 5G now, depending where you are on what their phone handset supports. Well, this does 5G. Funnily enough, I can get 5G at the top of my road now, but I can't, sadly, get it back here at all. But maybe they'll push the power up or something. I don't know what they have to do there. Hello to DJ David Squires. Evening, David. He's with you after the 11 o'clock news this evening here at Reach on Air. Okay. I just saw something from Mandy there. Mandy went to see... she went to an 80s live show on Saturday night. Wow. Was that with a band or just a disco? I quite like a band that plays covers. I like a band who plays covers. That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. Alan, when he was 23, Alan went to Grab a Granny night. Never again. Oh, please, Alan. Who would be interested in you, mate? You know. Who would be interested in you? Benj is going to Benidorm next Sunday. I went there for my honeymoon, Benj. That was 1983. You weren't even born, were you? 83, 93, 03, 13, 23. No, you weren't even born. 1983, I had my honeymoon in Benidorm. Yeah, we weren't overly impressed with it. It's just, quite like walking along the promenade, I suppose. On there, people trying to sell you those dodgy gold rings, weren't they? Mark J. Jean comprende français? Oui. Hello to Antonio. He's in Italy. Hello, Antonio. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. We're here till 11 o'clock, all right, this evening. Mark J. Apparently Natalie's on antibiotics. That's his missus. She's got a bacterial infection in her airways. I hope she gets over that quickly. Oh, it's always horrible, that, isn't it? Has she got like the bubbly, you know, when you breathe out and you get those like a bubbly noise? Oh, I hate that. I've had that before. In actual fact, I had a cough for months. I had a cough this year. It started just after Christmas and it went right away through, I think, just until we went to France in May. Was it May? Went to France in May, I think it was. Took my mate there for his birthday, which was really nice. Someone sent me a little tip. Thank you very much for the tip, Janice. She sent me a purple cat. Here, pussy, pussy. Here, pussy, pussy. Oh, I do like a little pussy cat, don't you? Oh, Mrs. Slocum was always talking about her cats, wasn't she? Going up to Are You Being Served? On Are You Being Served? Hey, Mandy, it was a band that sings covers. I like that. I really like a band that sings, as long as they can do it well. We used to have it when we go to this nightclub in Streatham years ago called the Cat's Whiskers. And there they had like a rotating stage. And on one side of the stage was the DJ and the other side was the band. And the whole stage used to turn around and the band would start playing covers. It was really good. Closed now, of course. You know, I was there once. The DJ was winding up the band a bit. And as the stage was turning, the idea is, you know, he plays his song and then the band take over at the end of the song. And then halfway through the song, he said, right, now it's time for the band, and just cut the music. And they were all like trying to grab their guitars. It was hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, Mick Davenport has sent me a tip as well tonight. Thank you, Mick. I'll be able to buy a lot. I might even be able to afford 2 crispy donuts with that one, mate. Dear me. $4.99, 2 crispy donuts with that. But I won't, you see. Rather than having 2 of those crispy donuts, I will buy £2.50, £4.50. There's enough for 3 bags of 5 donuts. So that's 15 donuts. I won't have to cook tomorrow now, will I? Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you, Mick. You're very kind. And hello to Conley. Hello to Conley. How are you? He comes to the karaoke. Don't you, little Conley? Missed you Friday. I thought you were going to come down there. Ben quite rightly says you've not been near a puss for ages. No, it's true. No, thank you. I feel ill now. But I'm going to go to Dan Woodhouse and chuck up somewhere. It's not for me. No disrespect to you, ladies. I just don't fancy her. Let's just try and get through these. There we go. Alan Russell, he went to grab a granny night. He says, I'm serious. Oh, come on, Alan. Who's ever going to look at you, mate? No one looks at you. He says, I'm serious. I went back to hers, absolutely drunk. I woke up next to her. I went out the window. Did you go? Oh, you horrible man. You could have at least stayed for a cup of tea in the morning. Maybe she wanted someone to talk to. You didn't nick her teeth, did you? That's just rude. Don't, because I'm that age now. I'm that age now. People only chat me up because they think I've got a bit of cash. I can't believe I got to like my age, like 59 last year, and started going to the gym at 59. I'll make you laugh, actually. I was on this machine this morning, like a leg machine. You kind of put your legs in and you move the bottom bits of your leg up and down on these weights. And I've got like 22 and a half. Okay. I got on there. The bloke before me, it was about, let me think, who was it now? It was about 28, 30. As I got on, I thought, I wonder what he lived in there. 70 pounds. Anyway, I put my legs in. I wonder if I can move this. Nope. Couldn't move it. 70 kilos. Out came that little metal thing. I put it back in 22 and pulled the little lever out to make it 22 and a half. No way I could lift that. Dear me. And what I could do with you, actually, Ben, I could practice lifting you like as a weight. You know, because you're not very heavy, are you? Do that. Yes, Conley, some people have chatted me up before. I know you find that surprising at your young age. How rude are you? Dear me. Gary, he woke up to her false teeth. How awful. You're just rude. I think that's very rude of you, Alan. You could have stayed, couldn't you? And made an old lady very happy. Just having your wicked way, you naughty man. I'll be telling Father Danny about you at church. Good. Conley's coming back to the karaoke again soon. Good. All right, I think we've run out of things on the music scene there. Ross Patzel's with us tonight. Evening, Ross. He's just back from Butlins. Here, you don't want to ring up and tell us about Butlins, do you, Ross? I've got 10 minutes to spare if you want to. Ross says, greetings, dear. Preparing some bits for his world-famous radio show, returning tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Cancel all your plans. And you'll be able to hear that straight after my show, actually. Reachonair.com if you're on a computer, or ask your Amazon device, hey, Amazon, play radio station, Reach on Air, and she'll play it there. Conley wants to call. Well, you're welcome to call in. As long as you don't swear, Conley. Don't get any swearing on here. Have you got the number? Ready? You got a pen? Go and get a pen. I'll give you the number. Ross, you would absolutely love an ABBA tribute I saw at Butlins called Masters of the Scene. Amazing live music and singing, sounded like the real thing. Well, we did have Butlins. We did have them there, I think, when we went at Christmas. So I'm hoping to go again this Christmas. I know my nephew and his wife have already booked theirs. Which is great. You know, they've already booked their tickets. I haven't done mine yet, so I've still got to do those, which I'll probably do next month, because this month I've just done Scotland. I've just booked Scotland, you know, the plane ticket and the hotel, which actually I got for £100 less than I got last year. So there we are. Thank you, Ross, for that. Right, let's take a call. That should be Conley. Is it Conley?
Yes, it's Conley.
Hello, Conley. Oh, you sound posh on the phone.
Do I?
Isn't that funny? You sound posh on the phone. How are you, Conley? First time calling in. You in London somewhere?
Yes, one sec. I'm going to put my headphones in. 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, that's much better. Can you hear me?
Yeah, whereabouts are you in London?
Near Crystal Palace.
Oh, Crystal Palace. I used to do a karaoke in Sydenham. Have you gone?
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know what happened then.
I used to do a karaoke in Sydenham. I used to go past that transmitter.
Okay.
You know the big...
I'm Penge, if you know it.
Oh, Penge?
Yeah.
Is that like the posh part of Croydon or something?
It's all right. It's not, I wouldn't say posh, but it's all right. There's a bit of money here.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you heard us earlier, but we were talking about music events, you know, concerts, that sort of thing. Have you ever been into any of those at all?
I've been I can't think now. There's one in Crystal Palace Park that they did this year, but I didn't go because it was like 60 quid to go.
Okay.
I'm not paying £60 for a music concert.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I once paid £600 for a front row seat at Barry Manilow in...
but I did...
honestly, yeah.
That's ridiculous. I went years ago to... is it the Brixton... what's it called? The
Academy?
Yeah, that's it, to see Jack Black. But that was years and years ago when I was a little, like... I didn't say toddler, but I was about 15 or 16.
Oh, was it? Okay. But not really... not other concerts,
not recently.
No? Huh?
No, not any recently.
Right, okay.
Unless you consider your karaoke night as a music concert.
You know, far more popular than a Barry Manilow concert on my karaoke nights, as you well know, my dear.
I know, they're very famous. People come from all places, don't they?
You should come to Drag Queen Bingo. One of my friends is doing that at the moment, Mr. Victoria Sponge, Paul Stone. He's doing Drag Queen Bingo there on Sunday nights, 8 till 10. And it's a great laugh. I just sit there screaming obscenities at the stage.
Paul Stone, I know who Paul Stone is. He does Drag Bingo.
That's right, yes. He's doing it at Central Station now as well. Only £1 a ticket. Massive prize of £12 last week.
I'll so be there one Sunday. That's going to be hysterical.
Apparently Benj is quite near to you. Do you know Benj? He used to do the karaoke. I haven't seen him for must be about 3 years now, Benj. When he was sitting there in the corner rather drunk.
I don't think I've met a person called... Does he go karaoke?
Benjamin. Oh, you'd know him. He's a lovely, lovely person. He's got 3 children, actually. I think it's 3, if I remember rightly. You'd like him straight away. Very likeable character. Quite quiet, actually. He's quite quiet.
I love, obviously, when I said I'm going to call him, you said no swearing, so it's
yes, no hard. Swearing, dear. No swearing, lovey.
You know me. I'll give it a hey, because it's obviously the evening, so obviously no swearing allowed in the evenings.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, what you got to say to us? You've got about... Let's have a look. Oh, how long have we got? You've got about 3 minutes before I finish.
Oh, what can we talk about quickly? Have you seen, or has anybody watching seen the Barbie movie?
No, I haven't. Have you been to see it?
I saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, my
and
God, how
it
sad
was
is that?
Absolutely brilliant.
Really? Someone else went to
Such
see it and they were really disappointed.
I thought it was really good because obviously I'm not obviously going to give anything away if people see it, but it's brilliant because I just read an article earlier on Facebook. It's now the #1 top gross movie of the year.
Oh, is that right? Because it was
Yeah,
that one or Oppenheimer, wasn't it? Something about a nuclear bomb or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they came out at the same time, and obviously
Yes.
it was got massive rivalries. But yeah, Barbie is the #1 top gross movie in the world, and it's made over I think it's like $1.40 something billion worldwide.
Is it like a feel-good film? Do you like feel good while you're watching it?
It's really good. I like at the first 15 minutes. My mum and
Do you know?
I'm going.
I just
what the hell's
realised.
going on?
I've just realised your phone is doing that as well. We missed the first bit of the first syllable of every time you start speaking. They've done something to the phones. I swear. It's not my Skype, because I heard it on LBC the other night. They're having trouble on there as well. Benj hasn't seen it yet. I don't know if you want to go with him. How old are you, Benj, and how old are you, Conley? Can I do a
I'm
match,
27.
mate? You're 27.
I'm 27.
You're 27. I think he's about 30... 30... Well, it's difficult because he's got darker skin. No, they don't look their age. You know my friend Vera, who you heard earlier, I don't know if you heard her chatting earlier, you'd never believe she was 62. She looks like she's about 45, if that.
Doesn't she do karaoke on Friday and Saturdays?
Yeah. Ben says you can call him Daddy. I think he's 36. 36 in 2 months. There you go. You can call him Daddy.
Brilliant.
Say hello, Daddy, now. Go.
Daddy, how are you doing?
Are you awful? Janice has seen the Barbie movie. She says she loves I'm Just Ken song. And Weird City says, will it appeal to all? Will it appeal to all? The Barbie movie. Do you think if you're not into Barbie, now presumably you? Well, I say that. I was going to say you probably didn't have a Barbie when you were little, but I don't know so much. Sorry.
I had a Barbie as a kid, but it's more of an adult kind of film.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I wouldn't really take a kid to see it, or like a family member of mine, a younger one, because there's a lot of jokes that they might not get, and adult humour. And there is a very sweet message at the end, and okay. I will admit
right
yet then, because it's a really heartwarming message at the end of the film, and I didn't expect to cry at that type of movie, especially about a doll. But there's a really message in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, maybe I'll start. I mean, is it still on at the cinema, or has it moved on now? Because they moved on.
I think it's almost finished in cinemas, but it will be. You can be online or on like streaming services quite well. Fairly soon, I think.
Right, I'm with you. Yeah.
I definitely recommend it to anybody who's not seen it. It's a great film. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much to give it away.
All right, Conley. Well, we go on your recommendation. I've got to go now, all right, because I'm running out of time.
All right. It was lovely speaking to you, Daddy.
Thanks for calling. Not me, that's him. I'm more of a granddad. See you, Conley.
See you, bye.
He comes along to the karaoke. Some of you would have seen him, actually. Anyway, time to go. Thanks, YouTubers. We're going to leave the YouTubers here and be another show for you next week at the same time. Thanks for watching. And here on...